Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Well, you saw my little intro there. That's the best I can do on in the last few minutes. Been working on it for a minute. A whole portion of it didn't come out, but I almost cried at the end there. It was great. I thought for what it was, it's pretty cool here. Um, I don't know what to do here. It's a blessing to know that you're all here and that you've joined the JSL family. And let me turn that up. There you go. Uh, and that you spent some time here while we're exploring the serious stuff of the world. Earth science and stuff. JSL, I guess I've defined it a little bit better this year. We're not an earthquake site. Although we talk about earthquakes and we monitor them and we report on them, we're much more than an earthquake site. We're an earth science site. We talk about space. We talk about, human exploration, and we talk about AI. We talk about philosophy, and religion, and all the things you don't want to talk about. We tend to talk about, and the things you can't talk at the table at your family dinners, we talk about here, and we monitor what's going on in the sun, and we monitor what's going on in the moon, and everything else in between, and uh, earthquakes and tornadoes. Like we had one here in Boston area. Just that's what I was watching there. Seeing if there's any damage. I don't know if there's any damage yet, but they had a tornado warning there, and and the warning's gone now, which is great. It's moved offshore, but they're not the only ones that dealing with weather and stuff. The Carolinas have stuff too, and Virginia had a bunch of stuff last night, and Virginia, I don't know. Hey, I'm just gonna be me. Um, we talk about volcanoes. We talk about magnetism. We talk about physics. You know, who says science can't be fun? I didn't think it would be, but when I was growing up, I don't know. I don't know where the hell it was. I was trying to hit a baseball all my life, and now I'm doing this, and I enjoy it. Um, y'all are so special to me. I wish I could um, express how much y'all mean to me. On this here 1,000. How do you say that? 1,000th show. On the morning show, that is the morning report. Coffee with Joe. However you want to call it. I want to pay special respects to each and every one of you. That's why in the mornings when I say good morning to each one of you, I want you to know that I know you're there. That you're not just somebody on a site that just happens to come by. But I've invited you into my living room. I invited you to my world, and I hope you've done the same. So I say good morning to Super Walleye King, better known as Clemmer. Good morning to Susan, 70 times 7. Good morning to Tim, 2 Timothy 3. Good morning to Walleye B. Good morning to 42 in the house today. Love it. Still in SoCal, 42. Good morning to Rocket Bob 76. Good morning to Robin's Nest 55. Always a pleasure to see you, sister. Good morning to Red Wagon, hanging out there on the East Coast, ducking the weather, I hope. Good morning to Quake Cat. Good morning to New Brunswick, Canada guy, better known as Canuck in my world. Good morning to Calmness 55. I call her 55 because it's Grace, you know. She graces us with her presence, and I love it. She always brings me joy. She's always got something nice to say. She picks my mood up. And, you know, there's certain things but every one of you do. She's got that little joy that just kicks me, and I love it. I'm blessed to get to know each and every one of you. Good morning to Miss Montana, better known as Late Girl 19. Good morning to Girl or Flutterby. My sister, I love you. Doc Rock 18, good morning. Good morning to Dude 96. And good morning to Comanche 6520. Always a pleasure. And the Milt Man has brought it in. Good morning to Milt. And I know that our boy over there in Paducah, he's there too, looking and hanging out with us. Always a pleasure to spend time with you every morning. I look forward to it. I really do. Each and every one of you with your different personalities. Yeah, there's Snarls. Oh my gosh. What a pleasure to see y'all. I'm famous again, he says. Wasted everybody. I love it. Y'all are important. I want you to know that. You're all loved. You're all important. I'm a pretty simple person. I'm not complex. You know, I'm just a dude that gets to come on here and share the time with you and learn and ride along with you. And flash flood warning up in Maine, and that just came across the wires. But looks like that tornado off the Massachusetts is gone. Probably some high winds and stuff though, but hey, as long as it's gone. And yeah. And in back to what we do here in a morning report. We'll get through this and then we'll try to have some fun. Well, it looks like we had an M3 here less than 6 hours ago. You know that? We had another X yesterday. Did you know that? Yeah. 2 X's in a couple of days. And it was a doozy too, man. Big X1. Boom. Here, let me show you. Ready? There you go. As it's going around the corner, boom, it let it one off. Yeah. You think if that sucker was right dead center, it would have hurt us? Maybe. Yeah. But such as it is. Solar wind right now is 487. Density of the protons is 5.93. We've had an M3 and an X1 in the last 24 hours. Let's go ahead and check them out. I didn't put a report out because I wanted this 8/8/23 to be the 1000th show. And thank you for being here. As you can see here, this is the last one. What was this one here? It was an M5. We went to the 7-day. Here's the X right here. It was an X166, and yesterday's X came out to be a 1.4. No. Yeah, 1.48. Looks like. I thought it was a little bit higher. And what did they say real time here? What did real time say? And then we go up here, solar activity, solar flares. Yeah. Here it is. X 1.41. 151. Yeah, I think it's 151. And then we just had an M3 right here. So, and there's the M3 right there. M36. What? Yeah, M36. He's talking to the other kitties. So 2 X's in a couple of days. I mean, really, I thought the 7th was something was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be another X. You look out 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, 7 to 14 days. And we'll see what that charge does. Now, that blast, they think they got it pretty cleared up by now. It was on the 11th. I don't know if this is updated at all. All right, we had it on this. Boom, there was a big old blast. And there's another one. Boom, boom, right? And we just catch the tail end of it. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. And they don't have that last one updated. So, look at these. Watch this double whammy. Boom, boom. You see that big old behind it, and then the other wave came up and got it. Can you imagine if that thing hit? Oh boy, we'd be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble meaning satellite communications would have went down for a little bit. I don't think that's as strong as the Carrington event, but of course it did hit us a little bit, but not full on. All right, so yeah, and it happened at this last M happened at 9:30 UT. It's about 2:30 in the morning for me. So in looking at this, we'll see what the flare is. I mean, I don't know. We look at all the attenuation here. Yeah, buddy. Look at all the attenuation. Wow. So if I push play, and we're at 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I don't know if it's going to be able to show us this last M. You can see what the sun is. It's as it's going over the planet. It's just zapping us, man. Charging a planet. Boom, there it was. Oh, right over Mecca. Mecca got walloped. Yeah, maybe it's going to, well, set a couple of things on fire, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I got to be nice. I know. I'm just watching it right along with you. I don't like to pre-screen some things, but because then it's not as fun for me. I'm kind of like, I don't open my presents before Christmas. Of course, I don't do Christmas anymore. Look at that. Bam, right over Mecca, right over Israel, right over East Africa, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and all the Middle East is just walloped. The crack in Africa, the rift, that's all charged up as well. Well, that's where the sun hit. What happens? We'll just have to wait and see. That's just the M. That's not the X. That's 9:30 UTC, and I don't know when the X hit. 2045 UT. Yeah, this was the M5 or M3, right? M3. Yeah, M3. The X came in before that, a couple hours before that, and we didn't have it on there, so we'll see. Oh, another X-Class solar flare updated. Earth is dodging some big solar storms, it says. Spaceweather.com says. For the second time in 3 days, departing sunspots 3386 unleashed a powerful X1 solar flare. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory recorded extreme ultraviolet flash on August 7th at 2100 UT. Crazy, right? You're in a geometric storm watch, G2. Possible tomorrow. 2 CMEs might hit Earth. Yeah, I showed you that already. So, we'll see between today and tomorrow, right? Cannibal CMEs are famous for causing strong geometric storms, and even a glancing blow can be effective. In this case, storm levels could reach category G2, or just moderate, with a slight chance of escalating to G3. So we'll be watching. 2 CMEs left on August 5th. That plasma shot off into space, and it's been waiting to get here. Then emerging form a single cannibal CME. That means it's like one wave jumps on the other wave because it's moving faster. The slower wave has to move faster because the bigger wave coming in behind it pushes it. A solar tsunami. They call it, what? What do they call it? They call it a cannibal. Why? Because it's going to eat your lunch? I don't know. Yeah, 3386 is the meaner. It's around the corner now. And how weird. Both of the ones that hit the X's were around the corner. And you just got to say that's providence. You know, God is good. Saves us from ourselves. Yep. So we're a little bit unsettled right now. KP index. There's no significant coronal holes on the disk. Look at this, though. I noticed this. Look at the number. It changed. We're down to 2349, or we're up. I thought it was 2335. Now it's 2349. Whoa. Today being the 8th, there is no rocks in our generalized area right now. It's coming close as it could. There is a giant, 1,600 foot wide rock. That's about 16 distances. It's coming on the 23rd. Yeah, that's right. Here we are in the 8th. This one's going to be pretty far away. It's going to be about 16 distances. So, Class M chance, 55%. And Class X is 10%. Mid-latitude, geometric storm probabilities is 35. Upper latitudes, 20%. That's where we're at today. Let's go ahead and look at Lascaux. Let's see. Lascaux here. Big one here. Boom. Looks like something came at us. Oh, look at that. Oh, my land. What was that? And another one to boot. All right, they gotta update their stuff. That's probably what they're trying to see. That one looks like it comes at us. That might be a little M. Was it about 1,500 hours? Let's see where we at. 1,500 hours. That's 20. Oh, yeah, see the radiation. We're in the radiation now. Radiation warning. 2016. And this little one at 5. So it's probably this little booger here let something loose. And look what it did. 1,500 hours. Boom. Here's 16. 17. Bam. That's 20. So 20. Probably that X. Yep, that's that X. Oof. Ooh, that's the X right there, baby. It's a good thing it's not coming right at us. Look at that monster letting off a turd right there. Oh. And look at this. This is serious amount of plasma right there. To be that far off the sun and it to be full like that. Wow. Wow. And then that looks like a filament just went flying into space. That might go to the north of us. Wow. And then another one. Boom. 10 o'clock. Is that M we just had? Yeah, 9. Yep. So that M that came out, it shot one off too. Yeah. It might be that we get one earthquake that leads to another. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be watching. Be watching for sure. Dang, that's a lot of plasma shooting out at us. Boom. Oh. Yeah, boy. And then there's that one. Yep. Well, we'll see. We knew that Solar Cycle 25 was going to be fun. So, oh my gosh. Far out, man. Yeah, right now it's up to 10. Could have been higher. But it's only at level, what, maybe that's a level R1 there. We'll have to see what these guys telling us. S1, yeah. Not R1, but S1, yeah. So minor impacts HF radio through polar regions. Yeah. Strong M-Ferris filament eruption. Yeah, that's what happened on Wednesday, July 12th. And then Saturday, S2 solariation on the 29th. And then 5.7 on the 18th, and then 5. Yep. They got it. They're putting them together for us. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty darn crazy. Well, we'll see. It's 72 hours. 1.6 today was a 1.5. X flares, baby. X flares. Oof. Interesting. So let's see what NASA has to say. This is the Integrated Space Weather Analysis. We'll see. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know, man. See if it's updated at all. Yeah, they don't think it's going to really create too much problem for us here. This one's shot up off the top. They probably don't have the newest one. And this one went off the other way, they're thinking. Mainly that X blew off the top there. Yeah. They're thinking it won't affect us. No, it's good. I'm not complaining. Just for Paducah. Yeah, he's always looking for the anus. Right there, Uranus, right there, on the other side of Jupiter. So what's visible is Venus, Saturn, and Neptune in the sky. Maybe a little Eris if you have a very powerful telescope. I don't know what you would see Uranus for. I mean, it's way out there, beyond Pluto. So I don't know, man. I'm sure you can see Saturn and Venus, though. I don't know how you see Neptune. I don't think I've ever seen it live. Maybe I did, just didn't know it. What else? All right, let's look at the tremors as we mosey on through. Look at this. Yesterday. Vancouver. Speaking of Vancouver, look at these today. All right, here's the earthquakes here. Got a pretty good little rock and roller here over the weekend, a 5.2, right? Happened 2 days ago up there by Whitehorse, right? And then we have this one little one outside here. That was on the 12th, but that's nothing like that, 5.2. And then up there in Lubbock Sea, on the 1st of August, we had a 4.4. So that 5.2, man, it's right. And on the disc, I saw USGS to see if they got it. All right. 2.8 in Washington, but this one here 3.0. I thought there was another one there on the disc. I could have sworn I saw something. Yeah. There's the 4.8. McCarthy, Alaska. And that's what they called a 5.2. So, well, whatever, right? I thought I saw some other ones. Did they just disappear? I thought I saw them this morning. I was like going, what? All right. Well, shoot howdy. There we go. It was just a 3, I guess. Just, right? What does a 3 tell us? There's some pressure coming through, so hey. Anyway, so we got some vibrations there on Vancouver Island, and we also have some still remaining south of Olympia. Remember when it started up here? And it just kept moseying down? Yeah. Now we got some more vibrations down in the south. Pretty soon it'll be down in Salem. And then the whole thing would have been moved. What? Yeah, the entire thing. Question. Let me just go ahead and see if I can draw this. If we have a piece of paper like this, and another piece of paper like this, and this one's folding down, because it's underneath. If we're pushing that way and that way, but this is like going, double time. That's not what it looks like, but and it goes out like this, in like that, and then dun 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 dun. That's what I think is going on. Except for the only difference would be that piece. Is actually and the tear is right there. Now they talked about a tear in some of the classes that we had. Yeah. No longer is this a piece of paper. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then this is also going underneath. Being subducted underneath this part here. But the idea that this sucker right here has bent down and ripped underneath. I think it's ripped like that. I think that's what they said here. Sorry about that. Jeez. Crazy stuff. Anyway, I think it to me it looks like it's a paper. You have two things of the same paper. You know, one paper like this, and another paper like this. And this is the subducted part, and then there's the break. That's what I think is going on here. But if you have another idea, present it. Be like interested to see what you have to say. So this is moving up there so fast, this here and these, it's sliding over it because this is moving a lot freaking faster. I mean, it's being pulled, and this is pulling the other part down, breaking the edge off. That's the JD of plate contours, right? So that's why all these vibrations are happening up there. Yeah. You need a drunk Chinaman out there today? Got a hurricane out there. I don't see any drunk Chinamen. Hurricane right here. Dora. Hurricane Dora. Let's look at here. Nothing there, but out there. Hurricane Dora is 130 miles an hour just south of Hawaii. Moving at 22 miles an hour. Moving due west. Yeah. Crazy. We do have no movement there, no movement up here. Alrighty. Go back to hurricane. I want to look at the Atlantic. Nothing out there. Nothing. Alrighty. Let's see what else. Has anybody found out about Yellowstone yet? After listening to Mary, it's like it's bleak. The thing's gonna pop, and you can see it's definitely got a lot of activity. And I don't see the dots anymore. That was interesting yesterday too. Yeah, all the missing links. It was all over the place. There's definitely some activity, but is it imminent? I don't know, man. Can you read it? What do you think? Ain't a whole lot of earthquakes, but there is some stuff. You know, it's an active volcano, so There's got to be a cavity down there that it's bouncing up on, kind of like sloshing. It's liquid, right? And there's a big dang cavern. I mean, that's how I look at it. Here, let me draw it like this. There's like a cavern, and then there's the magma, and it's sloshing around in here, and it's banging up and stuff, and it's making noise. Some people only see it as that it's the bubbles moving up and splitting the cracks, in the ground, because it's getting hot and groundwater hits it and it splits it and turns into steam and expands these cracks, and then the goodie kind of like shoots up into that. So when we get a steam spot, like it's cracking the rocks, it's cracking the rocks, it's cracking the rocks, and then the magma pushes itself up in there, in these cracks. It's moving to the surface, there's no doubt. But the idea that that when it does go, and you've all seen this, you've seen all these things where they say that eventually this falls, and it goes kaboom, 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 because it fell, because the magma chamber has emptied all the lava, so the ground level, it fell in, and as it does, it gets ejected out. So all this magma has to disappear first for that to happen. So if we have an eruption and it's like shooting stuff out, and it's bad, get away, because if it falls in, we're hosed. But if it's just an eruption and it doesn't fall in, and it's just like if it's just pushing up a little bit over here, maybe up a little bit over there, and it doesn't collapse, and the chamber remains, you got a little bit over here and a little bit over there, maybe a lot over there. This idea won't happen, if it doesn't happen, then we're okay. But these people think, oh, the end of the world's happening, the end of the world's happening, all these the end of the world's happening, the end of the world's happening, and they just preach all this fear. But where do you see a volcano acting that way? Super volcano or not, super volcano is just a bigger freaking volcano. And we've watched plenty of volcanoes go off. Where do you see the instant collapse and the instant explosion of it all? Without warning. Are these signs of warning? Some people would have you think that that's what's going on. That the ground, It's in some parts it's rising, in other parts it's subsiding. But they would have you believe that the chamber itself creates a cavity, an empty cavity, for the whole part to drop. And that's the only when that drops. And then the magma down here in the chamber itself, that's when it blows up. Is that how you understand volcanoes and how they work? Yeah, when water flashes the steam, it expands, it breaks the rock, and the magma can come through. It turns into a gaseous gas expands. That's right, Rocket Bob. So it. Canuck says all the calderas are magnetic in one way or another. I added one way or another. Um, Canuck says, my theory is that flares charge the core, then the CME hits and compresses that magnetosphere, squeezing the charge out. The bigger the compression, the more charge comes out. Otherwise, with little CME glancing blows, charge just trickles out fives and fives. Yeah, that's what it appears to happen. And that's why we watch this stuff. Um, but these people, I mean, I have to scan so many videos because I'm looking for teaching videos that we can post here uh, for educational purposes, of course. Uh, and yet there are so many that are just, bait and switch. They'll get you in saying, oh yeah, look at here, and then all of a sudden they're preaching this incredible fear, the end of the world, the end of the world, the end of the world. Yellowstone's going to explode. Kiss your butt goodbye. Because it would devastate the entire world, not just America, but everywhere around the world. We'd have what is it? Not a nuclear winter, but a solar winter or a volcano winter. Like what happened in 525 to 540. With Ilopango going off, with Krakatoa going off, which the one in Iceland going off. These massive volcanoes, bigger than Tambora, changed the world. We saw that yesterday. We've seen that one several times. Because the evidence is what I'm after. Do you see the evidence happening? Do you see the plausibility that Yellowstone's going to erupt and wipe out the world? Will it happen? Sure, it's happened many a times. Is it going to happen right now? Like the person said, you're here 100 years on Earth. You're alive about 100 years max, 120 or whatever it is. You'll live probably 80 if you're lucky. The chances are it happening in your lifetime just minuscule. But do you see it happening right now? So these fear mongers, they get all these people following them. They go, oh, I'm so afraid. Please hold my hand. That's not what we're doing here at JSL. We're trying to give you the information trying to balance it with sensibility and logic, say, hey, the world's not coming to an end. You might come to an end, but it's not. It's just some people deal fear out to other people, and it's not what we're trying to do here. I think the more you know, the less afraid you're going to be. It's part of the plan, baby. Well, speaking of volcanoes, let's go ahead and check out the volcano news today. In the news today, according to Volcano Discovery, Santa Guida volcano, Fuego, Popo, Simiru, Tocono, Reventador, Mayon, and Sangay. Looks like Fuego's popping at 15, pretty normal. Mayon, eruption still happening, but it's in clouds, so they can't really see it. Nevada del Ruiz, over in Colombia, 19,000 out of a 17, so it's at least they know it's still puffing air or puffing gas or whatever, stuff. And they couldn't see it the other day. Santa Guido, over there, Santa Maria, Santa Guido, there in Guatemala, 13,000. It's just a little popper. It's 12,008 or 12,003, somewhere in there. Same as Fuego. Sabancaya volcano, intermittent emissions down in the armpit of South America. Urbanus, which is right next to it, possible light emissions. And here's Simiru, Eastern Java. Eruption continues with lava flow from the summit, the lava dome, infrequent volcanic eruptions. So that it does have some. I mean, you're like sitting on the beach looking up. It's 13 miles from here to there, 13 miles. And that sucker's up, 12,000 feet. So that's a pretty steep, steep climb. And, yeah. So, yeah, lava flow summit happening, baby. Reventador, Ecuador, near frequent eruptions, glowing avalanches persist. And they get that little, how high they think it is. And so, this is Reventador. It's on the black half. Right? Glowing avalanches. Stuff's rolling out. Popo, minor discrete emissions of 19,000 to 17.8. That's minor. Fuego, 15,000 out of a 12.8 over there by Santa Guido, about 50 or so miles away. Sangay, you can see clouds, 19,000. It's a 17,000 foot mountain, Sangay is. Ebico, yeah, 12,000. Ebico's up there, Keem Cheka, right? Keem Cheka? Mm-hmm. Simiru continues to 15. That's where it's leaking. Mayon volcano over there in the Philippines. They can't see it, but they know it's doing its thing. And Dacono over there, Halamarhara, 7,000 feet. It's been erupting for a bit of time for sure. Very, very, very active. 7,000 out of a 3,800 foot mountain. And Santa Guido, possible emissions. That's it. Is it the calm before the storm? I don't know. You tell me. According to EMSC, we'll go 2 pages just to say we'll go 2 pages. And the last 24 hours, the last 12 hours basically. Offshore Guatemala had a 4.2 and 4.5. Puerto Rico had a 4.5, and hey, yeah, man, that's pretty strong for Puerto Rico. 4.9 Isuzu Islands, Japan. That's coming up on the main island there, and I'll show you. Yeah, be careful who you date. Volcanoes of the world. All right. So Isuzu's out in here, right? Ebico's right up in here. There's Ebico right there. Yeah. Isuzu Islands, Japan, 4.9. 4.4, the Philippine region. Yep. Oaxaca came in with a 4.1. Mariana Islands, 320 depth, 4.2. Mariana Islands, I wonder if it's on the southern ones or the, so that's by Saipan. Oh, way up here. All right, so they're saying up in here had a 4.2. And a lot of little ones. Costa Rica. I've seen in Costa Rica a few of these, so let's go ahead and check off what's going on off Costa Rica. All right, down here on the bend. Here's where the other earthquakes were happening, if you remember. Let's zoom over. Up here's where the 6.5 happened and a whole bunch of quakes were happening. Then we had a pretty good one up this way. Well, down here by Costa Rica, that's what's happening here. Right? So, it's spreading out, baby. Veracruz, Mexico, 4.3. That's on the backside of Mexico. Here's Veracruz out here. Yeah, indication that chicken leg is on the move. Got Jalisco, 4.3. Campilan, Indonesia. Chiapas. Let me just go ahead and verify this. All right, just south of Halimarahara. Offshore Michoacan. 3.8. Honduras 4.8. Well, we've been seeing a lot of activity in Central America, so it's on the other side though. Look at that. Wow. That's up in here. Yeah. Well, we did see the 6.5 happen here. This is off that crack that comes through. It goes right into Chiapas is right here. Oaxaca's right here. Guatemala, we have Fuego. Santa Maria or Santa Guido here. Here's Santa Guido. So 2 volcanoes that are active. This island crack that comes through here. Here's Chiapas again, Oaxaca, Honduras, and then down here it was completely erupt. I mean, tons of quakes happening right here. So if this is happening, you're going to see movement up here. Everything's trying to find its way. So offshore Honduras, 4.8, very strong quake. Baja California, Mexico. I don't know where that would be. Okay, it's in the Delta. So we got a couple of quakes in the Delta here. All right, 3.4 and a 2.4. Southern Cal quake too, buddy. What? Okay. That's up by Ridgecrest. Chiapas had a offshore had a 4. Oaxaca had a 3 right afterwards. So bang bang. Oaxaca another 3.6. Nevada came in at 2.5. Oaxaca again. And here's the Washington quake. Oh crap! What I do it for? Western Texas 2.6. I thought it was a 3 in Washington. Was there? Yeah, there's the 3.6 right there. All right, behind Seattle there. Intensity map. What do we have? Do we have the moment tensors right there? All right, so there's the Seattle quake, 3.6. Here's the moment tensors. It's a strike slip. So if I went to take a look at it, where would it be? Something like that. Something like that. Right here, pretty close to this, right? Mostly a strike slip. Right? Like this. One sliding by the other, right? One piece of land sliding by the other. So, I don't know what the USGS has to say about it. They got a 2.8 there. I thought it was a 3. What? 3. Yeah, it's a 3. It happened at 10:17. 451. Oh, I guess there's another one that didn't. Oh, here it is. All right. Yep, they got the same tensor ball. Yep, strike slip, one going by the other. Origins, let's see here, magnitudes. Jeez. Out of all the ones that were there, they've only got one. Crazy. $863 people reported it, so some people felt a little boom, right? Did you feel it? Let's check it out. What did they say? Stronger down here. What was this? Shape map 5. They really felt it. Oh. Whatever. Let's see. Sulawesi came in with a 4.3 at 187 depth. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of 3s. West Texas is still saying hello. Still trying to get our bearing here using EMSC, the new version, as well as these others. I didn't see this one here off of Oregon. Yeah. You know, I have my own thoughts on that. We had a little swarm happening out here off the Zuzu Islands for 4, 4.8, and 4.9. Wow. Getting a little bit hefty here. Then down here, the Mariana's behind the cage here. 4.2. Yeah. Indonesia down here. 5.0. And then over here in Fiji, right? Wallace and Fortuna, 406 depth. It's a Fiji quake. And then they'll say this one's south of Fiji, 4.3. It's further away, and yet they say, oh, it's south of Fiji. Yeah, 550. We're looking for up to a 5.3. 1,600 hours yesterday. Today, 200 hours. All right, well, this one went before it. And that's it, baby. That's it. That's it for the report here. We'll check the flares again. I don't see anything on the happening. Ooh, Darwin noise. Yeah. Let's see what else. Not my fault. Wonder which fault it's on. I don't know, bud. I got it on loud as I got it, bud. I'm sorry. Yeah, come on. Yeah, about 5 minutes ago you said turn it up. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't talking loud enough. I apologize. I was thinking. You know, when you're thinking, you're thinking. Yeah. Right now we look okay so far. Yeah. Anyway, not my fault. Well, I guess that's it for the morning report. We'll touch on the other stuff. S1 right now, so be aware. You know, there might be some communication problems, satellites and stuff. Yeah, we just had that M. Yeah, 3.6 at 900. So 4 hours ago, the last M hit, and it looks like it's dropping precipitously right now. We'll see. Tons of activity out there in the last 2 days. 2x flares, or last 3 days. 2x flares, 3 mid M's, 4 M's though. 4 M's and 2 X's in the last 3 days. That comes off of like 19 M's in the week before. And that's pretty intense. We'll be seeing what's going on. We'll keep monitoring for you. We'll report when something happens. But in the meantime, have some fun. And I'm Joe. And remember, don't get none on you.